All right, hi guys. Hi from Alaska. I am still at the Alaska World Arts Festival is over, but I'm still here. And one of the artists that was playing was Josh, and he was amazing. And it sounded like he had a really cool story to tell. So I invited him to come on the podcast. So if you would like to introduce yourself and just tell us where you're from and how you got here, that would be amazing.
Cool. Hi guys, I'm Joshua Thomas from New York State. I came up here a little over a year ago, hitchhiking up from Vancouver, BC, over the course of a few weeks, and just never left.
So how did you get from New York to Vancouver?
I flew from New York to Maui.
Okay.
And so then I flew from Hawaii to.
All right, and that was all Vancouver. Like in the course of a couple of months or like years?
I was in Hawaii for like 6 months before I went to Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then from Vancouver you started hitchhiking your way. How like did you plan that, or was it like a spontaneous getting on the road?
Not a lot of planning involved.
I imagine that. So how did that, like, what was the thinking? Like, you were sitting in Vancouver and were like, oh, let's just hitchhike to Alaska.
Yeah, well, the difficult thing to explain, I guess, is that a lot of how I live my life isn't really based off a lot of intellectual thought. It's more just a compulsion or some sort of inner draw that I feel towards places or people or situations, and I just try to follow that as much as possible.
So why Alaska?
Well, I feel like that's like an intellectual thing. Like, why do you want to go to Alaska?
So you just follow your heart.
Oh, well, it's very outdoorsy. I could list X, Y, and Z, but it just felt like, all right, maybe there's something up for me there.
And the weird thing is you actually ended up at the end of the road.
Yeah.
So Homer is actually known or like named the end of the road. So you're hitchhiking and you're ending up at the end of the road. Did you know that when you got here?
I mean, you can see on the map, like, there's not much else, but I guess the full realization of how accurate that is didn't set it until spending a little bit of time here.
Nice. So how long have you been here now?
I got up here in like mid-July of last year.
Okay.
So 14 months.
Nice. Would you consider this home?
It feels the most like home of any place I've lived in the past 5 years or so, for sure.
So Maui, Hawaii, Vancouver, which other places have you lived in?
Well, I really haven't lived long term, but I did quite a bit of traveling around the west coast of the lower 48. Went to Australia for a little bit. I went to Southeast Asia, Nepal and India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I read on your Facebook that it sounds like you're actually going to leave Homer again. So
I think so, yeah.
Any thought on what's happening, or is that again like more like a hard decision?
It does feel like that again, yeah. My thoughts on it are that I'm absolutely terrified to leave because I have such a beautiful community up here of people. Not just my close and intimate relationships, but just the community as a whole, which is really, really rewarding and enriching.
I was only here for 3 weeks, and I completely get that. It was like really. I feel like I'm part of the community, and I feel like, of course, I'm a foreigner. Like, I'm from a different country and all that, but I feel like completely enveloped and embraced by the community. So I completely get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would the term home mean to you if you would just think about the word?
I guess it's just where I feel loved and accepted and embraced and free to be myself.
So it is this at the moment.
Yeah.
I usually say wherever I charge my phone is my home. that's like my little philosophy there. And what I do, because I travel, I just mentioned before you guys know, but like I mentioned before the podcast, like I'm traveling a lot myself, and what I usually do is, because sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed by impressions and like different cultures, different people, so I'm trying to, like, every morning I do like a meditation. Yeah. And it's just like it's a short one, but it's like something, just like a mindfulness thing. Then I even do a visualization where, just like on a Google Maps, I'm just sitting and I'm zooming out, like, and I see the planet and I look up in the stars, and then I zoom back into Earth, and then I go like, okay, this is where I am right here, right now, and that helps me just to ground myself, like in the place where I am. Do you have anything like that? Any grounding techniques?
I think something as far as a regular morning practice has not made its way into my life yet. I go through little stages of doing things like yoga or some sort of like breathing exercises or something like that, but nothing has like really stuck with me consistently.
Is music
long
maybe
term.
a way of like processing and grounding?
I definitely think that it is in a lot of ways, yeah.
Because your songs, I'm still like, I haven't asked, but you brought your guitar, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that you're going to play a song. Because
it's playing too.
Awesome. The songs I've heard are just like very personal, and like they feel like you are processing a lot of the stuff of your actual life, right? So
Definitely.
maybe that is actually a way of grounding yourself in a bit.
Yeah.
Some people say they don't need grounding, so I never, like, I need it, as otherwise I go like,
Yeah, I mean, just spending time outside too, music and spending time outdoors, or...
Do you make music with other people as well? Or like in a band?
I've never been in a band, but I have made like little, whatever, like songs or tracks with other people, done vocals for people, obviously jammed with other people. But
making music with other people is always like such a magical thing when that really works well. Yeah.
I want to in the future, and I think a lot of that has to do with me for a long time being in a place of not really believing in myself or my craft or feeling like I'm good enough to present as like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do with it? Like, other than playing events here or something, where do you actually like play your music?
Yeah. Like in Homer or
just in general, like, because I couldn't find anything on the internet, like some YouTube videos of you jamming or something.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've been like very closeted about it and afraid or just feeling like self-esteem issues or whatever, until I lived in this small community on the eastern side of Maui, where I had a really, kind of like here, but in a smaller sense, like a really loving community of people that supported and embraced me, and they loved my music, and they thought it was crazy that I wouldn't want
I think it's
to share it, And so going from there, that was like a year and a half ago now. I've just been trying to get out and share it more.
Did the songs basically travel with you all that way, and you never really played it to people up until now? Or did you start writing just...
No, I mean, I had done things here and there, kind of poked my head out for a little bit and then back into my shell for a while, but I think it's more the idea of fully embracing it as like a life path or something like that, and feeling like, oh, maybe I really like playing music, but I'm not good enough for it to be my life path. I need to find something else to do.
I get that feeling, because like I was making music when I was younger, whatever. Like, so at some point I was like, I was playing bass, and my bass teacher said, hey, you're on a really good path, you have a talent. If you continue this, you can actually be a bookable bass player and all that. But then I thought, was like, okay, but then that's it. That's all I'm going to do, bass. And I was like, I was not willing to do that and make that decision, because I have all these other things I want to do. So then I just started, screw music, and I did something else.
Yeah.
Like, what? That moment when somebody said you're good, I just like, okay. But yeah, do you have, like, because obviously you have like one, and I'm hoping you're going to play that later, the Today I Choose to Be Happy. It's still in my head. Like,
that was the one I was planning on playing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good, because like my whole thing is like nice and sunny. It's like positive thinking and positivity and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like, because I want to have like a couple of questions I ask my guests in the podcast. So one of them would be, what's the one message you want to get out to the world, and would this be it?
Yeah, I guess the song doesn't feel like so concise to me as if I was to just say like on camera right now what my one message for the world is. But yeah, I think it kind of sums up the general feeling.
Today, choose to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll let the song speak then.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. We basically talked about it, but where would you think about maybe publishing your stuff somewhere on like Instagram or YouTube so that people can listen to it? Because I feel like people should listen to it, because it is good.
I absolutely I absolutely aspire to do that in the future.
Good.
It's just been a just like I was just saying, I think especially with recording, there's this feeling of it has to meet a certain expectation that I have of perfection, and feeling frustrated or not like willing to do that. But I'm starting to move past all those feelings and just feel more like whatever I put out, if it affects anyone at all in a positive way, then it's worth it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's like it's always like dangerous, right? If you just like hold yourself back because you're a perfectionist. I know that, like, I talk to a lot of people that have exactly the same problem, and I have that often as well. Like I have a couple of projects that I want to do, and I'm like, but it won't be good, and then I just don't do it, and it's like it's such a shame because this stuff just has to get out, and it's just like people should listen to it. And then, so is it are you like worried that you get like really bad backlash or like comments from people, or what is your worry there?
Yeah, I think something along those lines, that someone will reject the music, and then in a way it'll feel like I'm being rejected because it's such an intimate part of who I personal, am. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I have one more, a bit more complicated question. It's actually one I've just heard recently about, which apparently people ask in job interviews, and I found it quite fascinating because if you start thinking about it, it's like, what would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? I can speed this part up.
I'm just trying to think of the words to put it into, but I guess I would attempt to, on an individual way, interact with people in such a way that they're inspired and feel the loving presence that I feel, and on my better days that I try to carry in my music and share with the world, to just inspire people to be better to each other and to themselves and to the world. And
that's awesome. Just one more question before we slowly wrap it up and get to the music. What kind of jobs do you do while you travel around?
I guess a lot of like farmhand, landscaping, handyman, whatever, general labor, I guess, right. maybe the word for it. I worked at K-Bay Cafe here in town for the past year, until just recently, which was like totally a new thing for me, but nothing too specific.
This is an interesting thing. A lot of the people that are like following my stuff know about the digital nomad thing, because what I'm doing basically, and it's just like this weird like buzz term. But I'm traveling the world and I do all my work on my computer and earn my money there. So it's always quite interesting to hear what people do. Like how do you make money if you don't have a 9-to-5 office job? So So basically whatever comes up, that sounds like.
Yeah. Also, I live a pretty modest lifestyle, I guess. I don't know if everyone would want to travel in some of the ways that I have. Like sleeping on a sidewalk or in a bush somewhere. Or
do you also just like own like one bag or 2 bags or something, and then?
That's the way that I've traveled until now. At this time, I'm gonna bring my car with me and a bit of musical equipment and stuff like that.
Okay, but it's not everything you own. It's just what you travel with.
Well, it probably will be everything that I own. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Isn't that like a super deliberating feeling to just have that little?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I love it as well. Take note, guys. Okay, right. So that was all the questions I had on my list, really. So I think if I could just say thank you very much. It was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
And if you could play 1 or 2 songs, that would be absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we switch over to some music.
Like 7 generations in kind, will they have a future worth building? more important than you try. All those beautiful ones, born first in our hearts and our minds, they're the most precious part of us. They have clean air to breathe and pure water to drink. Oh, they'll know what it means to live unafraid when this world knows love. What will tomorrow's harvest yield? Only what we plant today. Come sundown, wipe the sweat from our brow. Rest easy in decisions we have made. They'll have clean air to breathe and pure water to drink. They'll know what it means to live unafraid, and this world will know love. We sing to celebrate the days, 'cause we know how soon they're coming. We need no longer be afraid. Some men's hearts know the joy of loving. You can call me crazy, find it better to believe we can change the world. I feel them changes in me. Gonna breathe it, I'll beat it till the change is what I see. And this world knows love. This world knows love. When this world knows love, oh love. When this world knows love, this world knows love. When this world knows love. Love. Today I choose to be happy. Today I choose to be free. Today I choose to love the person that I see when I look into the mirror, smiling back at me. Today I choose to be happy. Today I see that I am beautiful. Beautiful, it's true. I am beautiful, and so are you. Today I choose happiness, I'll be loving and compassionate, let go of the past. What has not happened yet, present in the moment, I'll receive life's gifts. Passing them out for those in need of a lift. Sharing laughs and smiles, uplifting conversations. Ponder life's mysteries, we gaze at constellations. Make the most of my senses, the latest sensation. Grateful for the little things that sweeping the nation. But water, TVs and plug into nature. We take our arms for a different behavior. Hugging everybody that we meet on the street. Eye to eye, soul to soul is the place that we meet. One heart, one love, one big family. Today I choose to be happy. Today I choose to be free. Today I choose to love the person that I see. When I look into the mirror, smiling back at me. Today I choose to be happy. Today I see that I am beautiful. Beautiful, it's true. I am beautiful, and so are you. Every moment's a choice I choose to keep giving. Best that I can for least as long as I'm living. And I don't hold on to anger, I try my best to forgive them. The ones who hurt me, well they were hurt to begin with. Where to begin, an array of possibility. Sample some of every bit that Bonnie laid in front of me. I don't run from fear when it's coming in front of me. Act out of love and watch it come back abundantly. Work to make the world I see a better place. First I transform the world of my own inner state. Cause if I can't love me, it all would be a waste. Food on my labor, have a real bad taste. So today I choose to be happy. Today I choose to be free. Today I choose to love the person that I see. When I look into the mirror, smiling back at me. Today I choose to be happy. Today I see that I am beautiful. Beautiful, it's true. And I am beautiful, and so are you. Well, I don't know much, but let me say something. Think we all can do with a little more loving. Bring it in close to my heart center, and I give it out free to all who enter. Cause today I chose to be happy. Today I chose to be free. Today I chose to love the person that I see. When I look into the mirror, smiling back at me. Today I choose to be happy. That's exactly who I'm me.